All right, let's just jump right in. I want to ask you something. What if the most powerful medicine, the most effective thing you could ever take, wasn't a pill, and it wasn't some fancy supplement, and you definitely couldn't get a prescription for it? What if the ultimate medicine was actually a question? And that question is, why am I here?
You know this quote right here, it just cuts right to the heart of a huge modern problem. Think about it. We can have perfect blood work, we can be in the gym every single day, eating all the kale in the world, and still feel completely, totally hollow inside. That's because real wellness, deep wellness, is so much bigger than just having a body that works. Health without a reason for being, well, that's just existing. It's not really living.
Okay, have a look at this number. Just 7. What could that possibly mean when we're talking about our health? 7 steps? 7 vitamins? Let's dig into what the data actually says.
That's it. 7 years. This is not a small difference. We're talking about a strong sense of purpose being linked to a significantly longer life. Just let that sink in for a minute. Your why can literally give you 7 more years of how. And this isn't just about tacking on extra years at the end. It's about adding real, vibrant life to all the years you have.
And here's where it gets really wild. Look at the sheer scale of this. The power of having a purpose is right up there with the biggest pillars of health we've heard about our whole lives. We're talking as protective as not smoking, as crucial as a healthy diet, as impactful as getting regular exercise. It's like this massive, fundamental ingredient that's been missing from the whole conversation about health.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds a little philosophical, right? A little fuzzy, but it's not. The hard science behind this is just undeniable. This is a biological reality, and it's written right into our cells.
So check this out. A massive study from Rush University followed over 7,000 people, and the results were just staggering. The people with the highest sense of purpose, they had a 57% lower risk of dying over a 5-year period. 57%. And get this, it wasn't just, a fluke or a correlation. They adjusted for everything. Physical health, how many friends you have, all of it. And the effect was still there. Purpose, all by itself, is this incredibly powerful shield.
And we can even see how that shield works. It's not some kind of vague, magical force. It has real, concrete effects on your body. For instance, a huge analysis of over 8,000 people found that a strong sense of purpose reduces your risk of heart attacks and strokes by 23%. Your why is literally physically protecting your heart.
And this might be the most mind-blowing finding of them all. Scientists looked at people's brains after they passed away, and they found that people who had a high sense of purpose could have all the physical markers of Alzheimer's, the plaques, the tangles, but they didn't actually show the symptoms of dementia while they were alive. It's like purpose builds this cognitive reserve, this mental armor that keeps your brain firing on all cylinders, even when the physical hardware is starting to show wear and tear. Incredible.
So if having a purpose is so vital, if it's this powerful medicine, why do so many of us feel so lost? Why does our modern world, with all its comforts and conveniences, so often feel empty? Well, the answer really lies in the very structures of meaning that we've kind of lost along the way.
For most of human history, meaning was pretty much handed to you. Your purpose came from your religion, your tight-knit community, your family, your craft. These things gave life a clear map, a clear story. But as all of those traditional structures have started to fade, they've left this huge void, what some people call a meaning vacuum.
And that's the great paradox of our time, isn't it? We've never been more materially comfortable, but so many of us are existentially lost. We have endless entertainment, endless convenience, but a real shortage of meaning. We're given everything we could possibly want, but we've kind of forgotten what we're living for in the first place.
This brings us to a really critical distinction we have to make. See, not all happiness is the same. Our modern world is constantly pushing us towards one kind of happiness, but our biology, our very bodies, are screaming out for another. And believe me, your body absolutely knows the difference.
Okay, so let's break this down. On one side, you've got hedonic well-being. That's the happiness you get from pleasure, comfort, a good meal, a new phone. It feels great in the moment, for sure, but it's temporary. It fades. Then on the other side, you have eudaimonic well-being. And this is the happiness that comes from meaning, from contribution, from long-term fulfillment. It's the kind of deep satisfaction you get from raising a family or mastering a skill or serving a cause you believe in. It's often harder to achieve, but it's what really, truly sustains us.
And here is the hard proof. A really famous UCLA study actually looked at how our genes respond to these two different types of happiness. And what they found is amazing. A life that's mostly focused on pleasure, the hedonic path, is linked to a gene profile that promotes inflammation and a weaker immune system. But a life of purpose, the eudaimonic path, is linked to an anti-inflammatory profile and a much stronger immune system.
So your body is literally keeping score. It can tell the difference between you just chasing a quick thrill and you living a life of genuine meaning. And it rewards a life of purpose with better health, right down to the level of your genes. This isn't just a nice idea, it is straight up biology.
Okay, so we've established that purpose is basically essential medicine. The obvious next question is, great, so how do I get some? And this is where we need to totally rethink what purpose even is.
So here's the thing. You don't find your purpose like you find a set of lost car keys. It's not hiding out there under a rock waiting for you to discover it. Purpose is an active process. It is a structure, almost like a cathedral, that you have to build yourself, brick by brick, day by day, through the choices you make and the actions you take.
So where on earth do you start? Well, this simple 3-step framework is surprisingly powerful. First, reflect, and be brutally honest. What suffering in the world really gets you? What problem breaks your heart? On the flip side, what activities make you completely lose track of time? What lights you up? Second, contribute. You have to shift your focus from what can I get to what can I give? How can you use your skills to serve something, anything, bigger than just yourself? And third, and honestly this is the most important one, experiment. You cannot think your way to a purpose. You have to act your way into it. Go volunteer, start a little side project, learn a new skill. Action is the only thing that creates real clarity.
This brings us to maybe the most profound truth about having a clear why. Viktor Frankl, who was a psychiatrist and survived the Holocaust, he noticed something incredible in the concentration camps. He saw that the people most likely to survive were not always the strongest or the healthiest physically. They were the ones who had a purpose, a reason to keep going, whether it was to see a loved one again or to finish some important work. A strong enough why gives you the power to endure almost any how.
And that's where we'll leave it. Your purpose isn't a winning lottery ticket you just stumble upon. It's a choice. It's a daily commitment. It's the structure that you decide to build with the one precious life you have. So the real question isn't, what is my purpose? The real question is, what will you start building today?